You know, to give you some idea of the power that Chet wielded in this town, we had been recording for about a week, and it was a Saturday morning, and we were just tweaking a few things, and he said to me, "Have you ever been to the Opry?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Well, we'll go tonight." I said, "Okay." So we went to Cracker Barrel first, huh? We had to go to Cracker Barrel first. And then we parked at the stage door at Opryland and went straight side of stage. And it was like the parting of the Red Sea when we walked there. And Ricky Skaggs and his band were on, and they were going gangbusters. They were doing great. And the producer come running up to Chet and says, "Hey, Chet, great to see you," and everything. And Chet was very calmly, you know, he says, "This is my friend Tommy. He's a picker from down under. You should have him on the show." And the guy looked at me and he said, "Next Saturday?" That's how I got on the show. So that'll give you some idea. But you know, thinking back on my earlier days and just waiting for the next Chet Atkins album, you can't imagine what that was like when you knew there was a new one coming, you know. And a song I'd like to play for you, I don't know whether many of you know much about the country that I come from, Australia, yeah. But there's a lot of people living on the coast, and there are some living in the middle, but there's endless amounts of desert out there. There's lots of land where there's no houses if you want to go build one, you know. You won't get any electricity or water, but that's okay. No, but there's a place called Alice Springs, right in the centre of Australia. And they had a music store there, and it was one of those oases for me, because it had records, it had cassettes, it had guitars and drums and keyboards. What a heavenly place it was for a young boy out in the middle of nowhere. And so every time we got into Alice Springs, I'd race in there and look through all the albums trying to find a new Chet Atkins record. It's actually the store where I bought my first Django Reinhardt record as well. But anyway, I came into the store one day, and I had enough money for a long-playing album. And it was my lucky day, because there was Chet's album, For the Good Times and Other Country Moods. And I put the money down, I grabbed that vinyl, and I took off back to my little mobile home. I had a little caravan that was so small the mice had hunchback. And every time I smiled, my teeth touched the wall. I'm telling you, it was a little caravan. I had to walk outside to change my mind. But anyway, these are a few Homer and Jethro jokes, just to get you in the mood. The song that touched me immediately was a tune called Chaplin in New Shoes. Let me play a little bit of that for you. It's a song that Chet wrote with Boodle O'Brien, and it goes like this.